What's up, guys? If you're a dog owner and you've always wanted a dog that listens perfectly in any environment, on or off leash, welcome to the most immersive YouTube series for dog training on YouTube. I'm Austin Laramie, owner of Zero to Hero Dog Training, and we are recording every single day, day 1 to day 46 of her whole training experience, from knowing nothing to being a master. This series is going to teach the everyday dog owner how to successfully live and train their dogs to have the best relationship and give their dog the best life possible. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, put on the notification bell. We're posting multiple times a day for the next 46 days. I'll see you there. Woo! Oh. Come on, bye, 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 bye. We got her back at the dog park here because I want to get her very comfortable around dogs. I got my dog Mateo joining us today off leash, and we're gonna get her. So remember, I'm taking her out the car. Every single doorway, I teach that she cannot go through the door until I release her. So ideally, I've been working on this all week, so she shouldn't have hopped out. We haven't added any major distractions to this yet, though. So I guarantee if a dog went by, she'd hop out and I'd have to put her back in. But again, this is how I do everything. I'm gonna take the time before I let her out. Now, because she knows it a little bit, I'm going to work on this before we go. Good. I'm gonna calm her down. If she doesn't want to eat right now, it's fine. If she does, I'll take it. But again, you don't need food to train. I'm gonna go back to her. I'm gonna say her the word that means to go through a door, which is enter. Good girl. And then right now, all we're going to do is I'm just gonna warm her up. Every time I come to this park and there's dogs, I just wanna warm her up, so I'm just gonna do some leash walking. I'm not gonna really say much. Mateo, break. Huh?
Lock the door.
And my wife said lock the doors. They are locked. See, I can talk about anything on these videos because it's just a vlog, so there's no editing. So I don't have to worry about, oops, I gotta cut that part out. All right, so I'm gonna put Mateo on his place here. Mateo, go place. And I'm gonna let her go to the bathroom real quick. She just pulled me into the grass. I really shouldn't have let her do that, but I get overstimulated sometimes and I can't think straight. Dog's barking. Cool, so here's what I'm gonna do. We got some dogs already passing. So I'm just going to walk her. And you guys know how I do. We just do the leash walking. As soon as she starts to get ahead of me, all I'm doing is I'm turning around and we're just walking by. Good girl. She's not very paying attention. Look at that. I turn around, she doesn't catch it. Boom. I turn around, she doesn't catch it. Boom. Hey, don't let him sniff, please. Yeah, we got a guy. Why do people do this? So what just happened was, show Mateo. So I have Mateo place on his bench when I'm working dogs sometimes. And this guy had this dog on like one of those retractable leashes and just lets his dog come straight up to my dog and sniffing. And I'm like, hey, don't let him sniff, and he doesn't pull him away. Don't do that. If you're a dog owner, I want you to know that's a very, very irresponsible decision to do that to people's dogs. Like, don't let your dog just come up to my dogs, man. Not good. One way to make a dog trainer just a little upset. It's okay though. Cool, so we're back to just warming her up with some leash walking right now. Piper, yes, good girl. Good girl. Mateo has enough control to stay on his place and bark because he wants off, but he won't get off. Off. Cool. So here we are. She gets very overwhelmed in public and stops eating. So I'm just, good girl, yeah, good, you see that? these last 6 days of me just working on leash walking, she's starting to follow me on the leash now. So check this out. I'm gonna turn. Hopefully she'll catch it. Good. I praise her for the moment she decides to turn with me. Good girl. But now that she's at this point, pretty good. Now I want her to start stopping with me. Good girl. So here's what I do at this point now. When I walk, I apply a little bit of pressure back, and now I apply pressure straight up. And now, we start upping the ante. Every time a dog gets a little better, then we increase the difficulty a little bit, right? So now here's what I'm doing. Now that she's pretty cool on a leash, you know, relatively speaking, when I stop, now I want to start teaching her that I want her to sit automatically when I stop. So how I do that is, one, I taught her pressure straight up means to sit, so that you got to teach your dog the pressure, and that's just consistency of doing that. You guys saw me do that. But two, every time I stop, I'm going to be adamant about doing that every single time now, to where I'm not going to move until she sits again. And then a lot of times too, good, I won't move until she looks at me, but I'm not going to say her name. But every time she does get ahead of me, I'm still doing my turns here. And we got some dogs coming by, so I'm going to show you guys if she goes off what I'm doing. So she's staring right off. A little correction right there. Good girl. So right, she started to cry a little bit. Started to fixate on them, so I told her off, and then I gave her a correction. Good girl. So every time I stop abruptly, leash pressure straight up until she sits, pressure turns off once she sits. Right now, if she gets up, I go straight back on the pressure. I don't want her to get up until I start moving. Good. Good girl. There we go. Good girl. I don't know what that was about. Probably a little uncomfortable with the dogs over there. But again, I don't give up just because she's fighting me. But I'm also not getting mad and frustrated or correcting her. You know, I'm just waiting her out. Just wait out the dog. Don't get mad. Don't get frustrated. It's your dog. Don't start popping the leash for no reason. And I just start walking again. And again, this is causing her to just pay attention to me. Don't be so all over the place. And right now, right, I don't care that she is out of this little box. I take things one at a time. I just want her to understand to sit when we stop. And then I'm going to fine tune everything and turn this into a nice heel. But right now, I just want her to sit when we stop. That's it. So here we go. We got some dogs. And I love doing pass-bys. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to walk into her right now. And we're just going to continue going. I don't stop. But now that we're working on her sit stay a little bit, I haven't done this yet. But what I'm doing is I'm going to now tell her to sit. And then I'm just going to have her sit while these dogs pass. Every time she gets up, again, I'm not correcting her, but we're adding that leash pressure to show her, hey, no, you have to stay. Good girl. And this kind of slows her down because she's kind of scanny. She's all over the place, right? Nervous dogs are all over the place, where lazy dogs are nowhere, right? So she's very nervous, so she's everywhere. So I want her to slow down and learn how to just do nothing. So here comes some dogs. Her only job is to sit here. So she gets up. All I do is I just fix it right here. And I don't mind that she's staring, a little bit of whining right now. That's fine. We'll fix that later on. I do things one step at a time. Good girl. Good. And now that we did a little warm up with the leash, I'm going to start working on See that? The second she gets up, I didn't release her. I say I added that pressure again. But now I'm gonna start working on her place command, how I've been doing it on the couch and on the front stairs at our place. Break. Now we're gonna start doing it on this bench. We're still not adding the command yet, but I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing, because everything that is elevated can be a place. So I'm gonna put her right up on it. Yes, good girl. As soon as she gets on, I'm going to reward and release her. Or release and reward her. Do the same thing again. Put her right back up on. Yes, good girl. Yeah, good girl. Do it again. Yes, good girl, Piper. Yeah, good girl. Gotta let her have a little bit of fun here. Keep her focused on me. But now I'm gonna work on the stay a little bit. We're still not adding her command, but now I'm teaching her to stay on this thing, and she hasn't seen the stay out in public yet. So here's what I do. We got my dog here, Mateo, off. As soon as she gets off, just like the sit, I'm going to say wherever I'm at. And then I'm going to walk over to her, and I'm going to put her back on. But in the process of her staying on, because we've done this at my house a few sessions, I'm gonna reward her while she's doing good. So right here, I say good, I walk back to her, and I give her a reward. If she gets off, wherever I'm at, I say and I go put her back on. You have to catch the moment that your dog gets off though. I'm not saying after she's already been off for 10 seconds. So I just walk around a little bit. And I start adding some distance. And now I'm gonna train my dog a little bit. This will be a distraction. So I'm gonna recall my dog, and she's either going to follow or she's not. If she doesn't follow, I'm gonna reward her. If she does follow, I'm going to fix it. Mateo, with me? Good boy. Mateo, sit. Good. So I reward it. She didn't follow. Very good girl. Very good girl. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put him into a heel and I'm gonna walk past. Mateo, walk. Sit. Right there. See? Second she got off, I said I put her back. Mateo, walk. Sit. Good. Mateo, walk. Mateo, sit down. Good. And now we got a person walking by, right? This is a distraction. So here's what I do. As this person walks by, she's either gonna get off and I'm gonna stop her, or she's gonna stay and I'm gonna say good. I'm gonna reward her. So look, she's focused on this guy, off. She's learning her leave it command. So I give her one chance. I say off. If she stops, no correction. But if she didn't stop there, I was going to pop her leash and correct her for that. So she's allowed to look. But there's a difference between looking and fixating and barking and then lunging and then chasing, right? If you shut it down before she gets amped up, then you'll get your dog to do a lot better. Good. She's starting to get used to people going by, you know? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk back to her because I never release the dogs when I'm far from them in the beginning. Yes, good girl. Good. Pipe. Yeah. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing, man. We're just working on that place command. So I'm gonna go put her back up, do a couple more reps, and then we're gonna go head to this playground. Good. Tail, walk. And now I'm gonna add a little distance. Again, sit, sit. So look, I said as soon as she got off, I take the leash. Oops, and she's all tangled up here. Take the leash, put her back on. That was a little slow on my part, but you know, it's okay. Tail, walk. But again, you got to start adding distraction, distance, and duration. How long she'll stay, how far you can get from her, and what you can do around her while she's on it before she wants to get off. So I just walk and add distance now. Mateo, sit. So look, I heard her get off. I said as soon as she got off. I walked to her. I put her on. She's not in trouble. But I don't reward her when I put her back on. I go back to where I was. Mateo, walk. Tail down. Now I'm gonna reward her. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Break. Good job, Piper. I'm gonna put her back up. Good. Do something else again. See that? Second she gets off, say put it right back on. See, because I got eyes on the back of my head. And you just repetition every time. You need to do the same thing every time. So here comes some dogs. She's never seen this with dogs. So of course, I'm being a responsible dog trainer, knowing that she's a little reactive. And here's what I'm doing, putting her to the test. She's never seen dogs going by in this position on this command. So we're gonna put her to the test. If she gets off, same thing. I just say, I put her back on. I'm not correcting her. But if she stays, I'm gonna reward her. So I just stand right here. She starts to whine. I don't care that she's barking right here. Off. Good girl. Good. So I reward her. So I just gave her one little correction for that barking there. She got off right after the correction. Put her back on, reward her as soon as I go past. Yes! Good girl. Good. Good girl. Cool. And that's what I do at the park to get dogs that are reactive, used to dogs. I do the leash walking, I do the place command, do all sorts of stuff with them. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That's just a little session, day 6. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you guys think so far, what you guys have learned. You guys have a great day. Thanks.